All right, so for question 1 here, for it to be simplified, we're going to say equal to 3 times x, it's a 3x, 3 times 3, that will give us a 9, negative 2x times x, it's a negative 2x power 2, negative times negative, it's a positive, and this will give us a 2, because 2 times 1 is a 2. And from this point, we group the like terms. So this will be a 3x. Actually, here it's a 2x. 3x plus 2x. This and this are together. Minus 2x power 2 plus 9. And here it will give us a 5x minus 2x power 2 plus 9. So this is how our answer is supposed to be. Don't forget to write it here where you've been provided a space to write your solutions. So from here we go to the next question. Here they are saying 4 power 1 over 2 times 4. So the fraction power simply means the root. So what kind of a root do we have? This is a square root because of the 2 here. It's a square root, and this would be 4 times 4. So what is the square root of 4? It's a 2 times 4. And here we say, what is 2 times 4 will give us 8. The answer here is 8. We go to question 3. Question 3, they are saying factorize completely 3a minus c minus 3ab plus bc. So for this one, we shall say equal to, we check what is common. So 3a is here and 3a is right here. C is here, C is here. So these two will be together. That's a 3a minus 3a b minus c plus bc. So the method we're going to use here is called factorizing by grouping these two and these two. From here, you check what is common. It's a 3a. So 3a into 3a, it's a 1. 3a into negative 3ab, it's a negative b. So here, we'll get a negative c. It's common here and here. The reason why I've gotten a negative sign is because I want this positive to change into negative. Because here it's showing a negative, okay? So we open negative c into negative c, it's a 1. Negative c into positive bc, that is a negative b. So you can see that what is inside here looks like what we have here. So we can say 3a minus c, what is in front of the brackets, put them together, and one of these, write it here. So we can now write our answer, which is 3a minus c, and here 1 minus b, like that. Okay, we go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do. Okay, so for question 4, they're saying shade A complement intersect B intersect C on the diagram in the answer space below. So the question they're talking about, or the diagram they're talking about, is right over here. So the first thing that you need to do is to put the numbers to just help you identify what they want. So you can see these numbers, I'm putting them on each region, okay? So after you've put that, you now get what they've asked you to find. So if you're able to see, they're saying we find A complement intersect B intersect C. So this is what they want. So now in our finding here, we are going to identify A complement first, okay? So what is our A complement? Complement simply means what is not found in set A. So you can see this is set A, and what is not found in set A is a 3 there, a 6, a 7, and 8. These numbers are not found in set A. You again now identify your B intersect C. So B intersect C will simply be what is common between this B and C. And if you're able to see what is common here is a 5 and a 6. That's a 5, 6. You now get what they've asked you in the question. This idea of separating like this, we want to identify the possible easier sets to be identified. So now you can say what they want me to shade is A intersect B intersect C. So this is what they want me to shade. I'm going to say equal to. Now I will look at the intersection of these two from what we've found here. So what is common here? It's a 6. You can see 6 is found in both sets. So now you go to the diagram, you check where 6 is. It's right here. This is where you need to shade. This is a region you need to shade. Okay. So to the people who like asking, or those who are still wondering if numbers here are part of the solution, they are not part of the solution. They are here to just help us find the region we are looking for. We go to the next question here. The next question here is to do with solving. This is an equation. We've got x. Okay, so x minus 1. And right here, there is a power 2 minus 25. So this is what we have, equal to 0. So now, without wasting our time here, what we'll just do is to group. This minus 25 will come this side. So we shall have x minus 1 power 2, which is equal to 25. And from this point, because of the power 2, we're going to introduce the square root. So square root over x minus 1 and the power 2, which is equal to here positive or negative 25. Okay? So I hope you're able to see that. So let me just say one or two things about this. Here, the first step, you group the like terms. So these, or this is one term, another term is this one. So it will come this side so that we can easily solve. So this power 2, we'll get rid of it by simply introducing the square root. So this and the root will go. So we shall have x minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 5. So square root of 25 is just a 5. And here we can say x minus 1 is equal to 5. For another one, it's x minus 1 is equal to negative 5. So these are the two equations we need to solve. So we can say x is equal to 5 plus 1, which will give us what? It will give us a 6. So 5 plus 1 is a 6. For this other one, it will be negative 5 plus 1. And this, of course, is giving us a negative 4. So the values of x here are 6 or negative 4. Okay? So you can even write them here. Just write them here. So this is x is equal to 6, while this other one is equal to negative 4. So this is what you need to do. Now, so the next question here, they are saying in the following diagram, P is a point, 0, 4, Q is the point, negative 4, 0. And O is the origin right here. So without wasting our time, we can even write the coordinates here at O. It's 0, 0. So when they say origin, just know that here it's 0, 0. Now the next question here, they're saying find the equation of a straight line through O, which is perpendicular to the line PQ. So what we need to do here is to find the gradient. Okay? We're going to say m, which is the formula of finding a gradient. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now, out of this gradient formula we are using, which points are we supposed to get? We are going to get these 2 points. So we're going to get q, which is a negative 4, 0, and p, which is a 0, 4. We now indicate that this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So we know this. We now just plug them in the formula. So here we're going to say what is our y2? It's a 4 minus y1, it's a 0, over x2 is a 0 minus x1, that's a negative 4. So remember to put it inside the brackets because it's a negative number. So this will be 4 minus 0 over 0 plus 4. And when we follow it nicely, this is going to give us a 4 over 4, which is equal to a 1. So what have we just found? We found the gradient, the slope. So now, since here they said we find the perpendicular passing through the origin. So this is the origin, okay? So perpendicular must have a 90 degrees here, okay? In other ways, when you've got a perpendicular, just change the sign of this and reciprocate it. So since it's a 1, we are not going to reciprocate. We're just going to say our M. This is our M1. Our M2, which we need to use, it's a negative 1, okay? So from here, we can now use this formula for finding equation of a straight line, okay? So this is a formula. And now, which coordinates are we supposed to use here? We're supposed to use 0, 0, because it's passing through the origin. According to the question, if you can see, we read that O is the origin. So we're going to say, what is our y? This is a 0, which is equal to negative 1. What about our x? It's a 0 plus c. So this is a 0 is equal to c, because negative 1 times 0 is just a 0. So now from here, we can say y is equal to negative x plus 0. So what have I just done here? I've now gone back to this point right here. Maintain the y. For m, you write negative 1, which is m, and then you maintain the x. For c, you write what you found here, which is a 0. So we can say our answer here is y is equal to negative x. That's all, because this is a 0, so it's nothing. We go to the next question here, question 7. They're saying we find the transpose of A. So transpose of A, we're simply going to do this. This column will become the row. So it will be 1, 2, and 3. Next, this also column will become the row, like this. So this is our answer. As usual, we write it. So it's supposed to be here. 1, 2, 3, negative 5, 4, 7, and then we close. We now go to question B. Question B, they're saying we multiply BC, multiplication of BC. So what is our B? Our B is a negative 2, and then 4 here. And then our C is a 3, 1 here. So we're going to say negative 2 times 3, it's a 6, actually negative 6, plus 4 times 1, it's just a 4. And when we simplify here, this is giving us the answer as a negative 2. So you can put negative 2 right here. Okay, the gradient is equal to negative 2. We go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do. All right, so we're now at question 8. For question 8a, they're saying if P is 1, 3, 5, 7, P union Q is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and P intersect Q is equal to 5, 7, list Q. So this is question A. So Q, to figure out what Q is, you're going to do this. Here they are saying P intersects Q is 5 and 7. So we know that all the elements which are here are found in Q. So 5, 7. So the next thing that we're going to do is to check now on these. We know that these are in Q. So let's see other elements which are found in Q. So to find the other elements which are found in Q, we are going to look at this and this. okay? Or we start checking, is there anything that is here which is not found here? Yes. So we're going to say those elements are elements of what? Of Q. So 1 is here, don't get. 2 is not here, so get. 3, no. 4, yes, it's not found in ZP. 6, yes, because 5 is not found here. No, 5 is found. So don't get. Get. So the reason why we are getting 5, so let me explain about 5. The reason why we're getting this 5, it's because they're saying it's the intersection of P and Q. So this 5 is found in both. What about 6? Is 6 found here? No. So we write it here. 7, yes, but here it's found in the intersection. So it's part of Q. We go to the next question, which is question B. So for question B here, they are saying a village banking cooperative for women declared a dividend at the end of a financial year. Okay, financial year. What was the dividend per share if Mrs. Spencer, who owns 1025 shares, so 1025 shares, received 2050 rands? So shares, you can do this. Dividend per share is equal to total dividend received over total number of shares. So of course we know that the total dividend, it's a 2050 over the number of shares, it's 1025. So when we work out here, this is giving us a 2, so it's simply 2 rands. So each share or dividend per share is 2 rands. So of course, don't forget to write. It's very important that you put your answers right here. So this one is a 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Wow, this one is a 2 rands. Let's go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do. For question 9 here, they're saying given that 7, 11, 15, 19 is an arithmetic progression, find the 10th term. So here there is this word term, meaning we're going to say a t subscript n is equal to a plus n minus 1 d. So this is the formula for finding the term. So we gather our data. So we're going to say data. Our a is the first term, that is a 7. Our n is what they are asking us. It's a 10th term, so it's a 10. Our d, we are going to say 11 minus 7, and this will give us a 4. So meaning our d is a 4. Okay, so we can now plug in here t subscript 10, n here is 10, is equal to 7 plus open bracket 10 minus 1 and a 4 right here. So this is a 7 plus here it will be 9 times 4. So we shall say 7 here plus, when we say 9 times 4, it's giving us a 36, and 36 plus 7, it's going to give us a 43. So the answer for question A is equal to 43. The next question here, they are saying we find the sum of the first 12 terms. So sum of the first 12 terms, we are going to use the formula for sum, which is right here. This is the formula we need to use. It's a formula for sum. So all these formulas are not given. You're not given in an exam. You're just supposed to know them. So again, we gather the data. A is 7, and then n is a 12, because they said the first 12 terms. Well, d, we know that d is a 4. I showed you now to find d. So here we can say s subscript 12 is equal to 12 over 2, and then here it's a 2 times 7 plus 12 minus 1 and a 4 here, okay? And from here, we can simply say this is a 6, 2 into 2, 1, 2, 12, it's a 6, which is right here. This is giving us a 14 when you multiply 2 times 7, plus here it will be 11 times 4, because 12 minus 1 will give us 11, and there is this 4 which is being multiplied, and this is what I've shown. And from here it's a 6, we have a 14 plus 44, and when we work out nicely here, we're getting a 58. 58, we multiply, it's going to give us a 348. 6 times 58, it's 348. We can write the answers here. So this is a 43, 348. Let's go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do on the next question. Question 10a, the probability that the learner will not miss the school bus on any particular day is 1 over 8. What is the probability that the learner will miss the bus on any particular day? So any exam question on probability, what you need to remember is that probability, okay, over missing plus probability of not missing must give you a 1. So this is what you need to remember, okay? So now, the probability they've given us here is for not missing the bus, which is equal to 1 over 8. So for not missing is this one. We're going to say probability of missing is what we are looking for, plus 1 over 8 is equal to a 1. We now group the like terms, okay? So since we are looking for probability of missing, okay? The question here, you can see what is the probability that, we're looking for probability of missing, yes. So the question says, what is the probability that the learner will miss, okay? Miss. This is what we are looking for. So it will be 1 minus 1 over 8. We now find the lowest common denominator, this side, which is 8. We shall say down here there is a 1. 1 into 8, it's 8. 8 times 1, it's giving us 8. 8 into 8, 1. 1 times negative 1, it's a negative 1. So when we simplify further, this is giving us a 7 over 8. And this is our answer for question A. Question B reads, two similar solids X and Y have surface areas 5 centimeters squared and 20 centimeters squared respectively. If the volume of X is 200 centimeter cubed, calculate the volume of Y. So for question B, what we need to understand here is that we've been given X and Y, okay, X and Y. So for this X and Y, we simply need to say X is moving with what? Is moving with 5, because they said respectively, and Y is moving with 20, okay, according to the statement here. So we are going to find the scale factor, 5 to 20, like that, and this is area, okay, surface area, this one. So for us to find the scale factor, we are going to simplify this. We divide both sides by 5 so that we remain with a 1, 2, 4. So now, since this is area, surface area, we now find the scale factor by simply square rooting, because area is power 2. So square root that. So the scale factor here, it's a 1, 2 to 2. That's a scale factor. Now, after finding this, and if you're able to see the question, they've given us the volume over the volume of Y. And we know that Y is moving with 2, X is moving with 1. According to this, 5 gave us 1, and then 20 gave us a 2 right here. So we can change these to volume, okay? So we're going to put a power 3 here, 2 power 3 right over here, and this is giving us a 1. Here it's giving us a, when we work out, it's giving us a 8. Okay, so we can say this one, it's for x, and we don't know the volume, while 8 is for y. So y, we know that it's a 200. They've given us the volume for y, it's 200. So we can cross multiply. This will give us 8x, which is equal to 200 when we cross multiply. And after doing that, divide by 8 by 8. The value of x is coming out to be equal to 25 centimeters cubed. So 8 into 8, 1 into 200, it's a 25, which is right over here. So we can put our answers right over here. For A, it's a 7/8, while here it's a 25. Let's now go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do. We are now on question 11. So question 11 reads, the diagram shows the positions of 3 points P, Q, and R on the Earth's surface. Okay, so you can see the points that we are talking about. They are right here. And the first question reads, which is question A plane flying at a speed of 650 knots takes 6 hours to fly from P to R. Find the distance in nautical miles between P and R. So what we're going to do here, since there is a speed and time involved, they want us to find a distance. We shall say speed is equal to distance over time. So this is the formula we're going to use. So what is speed here? Speed is 650, which is equal to distance. We don't know, it's what we are looking for. Time, it's 6 hours. You can see 6 hours. So to solve for x, we are simply going to cross multiply. 1 times x, that is x, which is equal to 650 times 6. That will give us a 3900 nautical mile. So this is the distance that we're looking for. For the next question here, they are saying when it is 8 hours at P, the time at Q is 11 hours. Given that P is on longitude 15 degrees west, find the longitude on which Q lies. So here, what we're going to use is a simple formula for time difference. So this is a formula when finding time difference, which is equal to theta over 15 degrees. Okay, if you're following, you will know that we've got 11 hours at point Q and 8 hours at point P. So we just subtract to find the difference, and this will give us 3 hours. So it's 3 hours. Okay, so write 3 where time difference is, because time difference between Q and P is 3 hours. So we're going to say theta over 15 here. We calculate for theta, of which theta, when we cross multiply, will give us a 45 degrees. Okay, so now they give us the longitude at P, here at P, okay, which is a 15. So we want to find the longitude at Q, of which we've gotten the difference in longitude, which is a 45 degrees. So we're going to say Q is equal to 45 degrees minus 15 degrees, which will give us what? Which will give us a 30 degrees. So the answer we're looking for is 30 degrees. I know some of you may be wondering that why are we subtracting? The reason why I'm subtracting here, I know that here it's 15 degrees, while here I don't know. And we know that the difference, we've just found the theta, which is the difference, it's 45 degrees. Okay, so we know that this is west, this is east, and we know that 15 degrees plus x degrees must give us a 45 degrees. So west is when finding the difference, we add. So that's why I'm adding this plus this right here. So to solve this one, it will give us 45 degrees minus 15 degrees, which will give us a 30 degrees. And that's how I found that 30 degrees. So we can write the answers, of course. It's very important that you write your answers. The first one is a 3,900 not core mouse. The next one is a 30 degrees. We now go to the next question. All right, so we're now on question 12. Question 12 reads, a bottle of mineral water has a capacity of 500 plus or minus 0.5 milliliters. Find the tolerance. That's A. For B, percentage error. So for tolerance, we're going to say 500 plus 0.5. So there's plus or minus. So just get this plus this, and then you come and say minus the lower limit, which is a 4, actually 5. Let me just say 500 minus 0.5. So the same. Here you put plus, here you put a minus because of this plus or minus. And here it's going to give us a 500.5 minus. For this, it will give us a 499.5. And when we work out here, it's going to give us a 1 right here. So that's our tolerance. The percentage error, we just say percentage error is equal to absolute error over true value. So what is absolute error? The absolute error is this number right here, which is a 0.5, okay? And the true value, it's the number which is right here. It's a 500. So we can say times 100%. We're supposed to multiply. The formula here is supposed to have times. Let me just write it properly here. So this is how it will be. Percentage error is equal to absolute error over true value times 100%. So this is the formula. So I explained the absolute error. It's a 0.5. And then true value, it's a 500 times 100. So remember, you're not allowed to use a calculator. So start with the zeros. There you go. You remain with a 0.5 over 5. So because of the decimal point here, you're going to say equal to 0.5 over 5 times 10 times 10. And this will be a 5 over 50, which is just a 1 over 10. So you can say here it's a 1 over 10 or 0.1%. It's the same. For this one, it's just a 1. We go to question 13. They're saying the diagram shows a circle center O with 6 identical triangles. Triangle BOC is shaded. As usual, this is the diagram we're talking about. So this part is shaded. And the question continues, name 2 other triangles that should be shaded so that the figure has rotational symmetry over order 3 about O. So 2 triangles here will be triangle. So let me write down here triangle. Since they're saying name, it's triangle triangle EOD and triangle FOA. So these are the 2 triangles which must be named. If they said shade, we could have shaded here, and this one. But they said name, so we've named them, okay? For question B, they are saying that tan BAC, it's an angle, is equal to 3 over 4. Find the value of sine BAC. So for this question, you need two things. You need to understand SOHCAHTOA, and also you need to understand Pythagoras theorem. So let me start with SOHCAHTOA. We'll use this. So when you've got a triangle like this, I'm not saying this is part of the solution, I just want you to understand. So when you've got a triangle like this, theta is right here. So tan, we know that tan theta is supposed to be opposite over adjacent. So when you look, have you seen the word written here? So when you look at the question they gave us here, tan this. So this is opposite, while this is adjacent. Meaning theta is here, opposite is right here. This is where 3 is, adjacent is here, it's where 4 is. So we've gotten two sides. Now for us to find sine BAC, we're supposed to use the sign here. And sine says, sine theta says it's opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite, yes, we have, but hypotenuse we don't have. So we need to find this hypotenuse, this side. So we use Pythagoras theorem by simply saying c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So c squared will be equal to 4 squared. So this is 4 squared plus 3 squared. So c squared is equal to, this is 16 plus 9, which will give us a 25. So square root of 25, this will just be a 5, meaning this is a 5. So sine BAC, okay, this will just be a opposite, it's a 3 over hypotenuse, it's a 5. So this is it. And you write your answers. Here it's supposed to be E, O, D, and F, O, A. Wow, here it's a 3 over 5. We now go to the next question. So question 14 reads, in the following diagram, L, K, M are points on level ground. The bearing of M from L is 110 degrees. Angle LMK is equal to 62 degrees. And the angle LKM is equal to 85 degrees. So the diagram is right over here. And the first question here, they are saying find the bearing of K from M. So the most important thing is to know the letters which have been mentioned. Here they are saying K from M, meaning go to point M. Point M is right here, and then do your north. So the north will simply be like this. This is the north. So when you do the north there, you show that this is north. You start moving clockwise up until you touch the line that is joining the two, K and M. So now this is the bearing we are looking for. So what we're going to do here is to find this angle so that we come and add this angle plus this. The sum of these two angles, you subtract it from 360 will remain with what is here. So we shall say 180 degrees minus 110 degrees. Okay? So this plus this must give us a 180. That's how it is. This angle plus this angle. So we subtract this from 180, will remain with what is here. And this is giving us a 70 degrees. So we know that the angle here is 70 degrees. So we can now say 70 degrees plus 62 degrees. So 70 plus 62, we're getting a 132 degrees. So this is what we have. Now we know that the angle from here all the way to here, it's 132. So we're going to say property of a circle, 360 degrees minus 132 degrees. And this, of course, is giving us a 228 degrees. So the bearing here is a 228 degrees. So this is a process that we needed to do. The bearing of L from K. So L is right here, K is here. Okay, L from K. So we still do the same here. Do the north line, and then we do this. This is a bearing we are looking for. So what we're going to do here is to find this angle so that it can help us find this angle right here. And when we find this angle, we subtract from 360, property of a circle. We'll remain with this. So we're going to say 62 degrees plus 85 degrees. So this angle plus this angle, it's going to give us a 147 degrees. So this is the sum of these two angles. Now to find the angle here, we are going to subtract this sum from 180. So we shall say 180, which is the property of a triangle, minus 147 degrees. This, of course, is giving us a 33 degrees. So now this 33 is the angle right here. It's 33 degrees. So we can add these two. So 110 degrees plus 3, which is a 33 degrees. It's, of course, giving us a 143. Okay, 143 degrees. So now we know that this angle is 143 degrees. So to find this angle right here, we're going to say 180 degrees minus 143 degrees, like we did when finding this. And this will give us a 37 degrees. So we know that this is 37 degrees. Now, 37, we'll subtract it from 360. So we shall say property of a circle 360 degrees minus 37 degrees. This is giving us a 323 degrees. So the answer is a 323 degrees. So we can write here the answer is a 228 degrees and a 323 degrees. These are the two solutions. So we now go to the next question. Question 15a. Find the length of a straight line joining the points A, 13, 2, and B, -10, -2. So to find the length, we need the formula for length or distance. So we'll just say length is equal to, we write the square root, and then we say x2 minus x1 squared plus, we say y2 minus y1 squared. So this is the formula we need. So we shall get the coordinates. Point A, that is a -13, 2. Or point B, it's a -10, 2. So we now say this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay. So now you can see that these coordinates can now be applied in the formula. And this is giving us a x2, it's a -10. And then we say minus x1, it's a -13. So remember to put the coordinate with a negative sign inside the brackets. So y2, it's a 2 minus y1. Actually, for the coordinates, this must be a -2. So y2 is a -2, and then y1, it's a 2, and the power 2 there. Okay, Okay, so from this point we can say negative 10 plus, so this is giving us a plus, negative and negative is giving us a plus, 13 power 2 plus, here it's a negative 4 power 2. So remember to put it inside the brackets here, okay, because of the negative sign. On this side, we are getting a 3 power 2 because negative 10 plus 13, it's a negative 3. I mean, it's a 3. And there is a power 2 here, which will come right over here, plus negative 4 power 2. So for this negative 4 power 2 and a 3 power 2 will give us a 9 here, and this will be a 16. So here, negative times negative, because of the power 2, it's positive. 4 times 4, it will give us a 16. And this is giving us a 25, which is equal to 5 units. So we're getting 5 units. We go to the next question. The next question reads, that's question B. The following diagram shows a flowchart for a program to calculate the sum S over interior angles of a polygon with the n sides. So this is a flowchart. Let's have a look at it. It's a flowchart all the way up to stop here. Now, there is this statement which says, use the flowchart to complete the table in the answer space below. So when you have a look, this is a table we have, okay? So let's put the answer here. This is 5 units. Now, this table has got this number, 1440, and there is 18 here. So to find the value here, we are going to get the formula, okay? The formula right here, this formula. So we shall say S is equal to, open bracket, n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. So now, if you're able to see on the table here, this is S. So when you get this value of S, you substitute in the formula, you solve, it will give you the value of n here. So let me show you. So where there is S, the value of S there is a 1440, which is equal to n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So just solve for n, we are going to divide by 180, both sides, 180. These two will go. Here it will give us 8, which is equal to n minus 2. So 8 plus 2 is equal to n, and this will give us a 10, which is equal to n. So the value of n is equal to 10. So we write a 10 right here. The same formula, this time around we shall say, when n is equal to 18, what is S down here? So we substitute in the same formula. That will be S, that's what we are solving for. N is equal to 18. So where there is n, you write 18 minus 2 times, okay, 180 degrees. So this, of course, will be a 16 times 180 degrees, because 18 minus 2 will give us a 16. These brackets, they mean times. And when we multiply these two, we're getting a 2880 degrees. So we can write it here. That is 2880 degrees. Let's go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do on the next question. All right, so we're now on question 16. The functions f and g are defined as f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 and g of x is equal to 3 over x minus 2. X is not equal to 2. You have to know that x right here is not equal to 2. Find a f inverse of x. So question A, we are asked to find f inverse over x. So So basically what you need to do here is to get the f function. So f function looks like this. And how do we know that we are supposed to get the f or g function? You follow what has been mentioned here. It's a f. So get the f function and find its inverse. And when we talk about its inverse, we are simply talking about the opposite. So in place of f of x, or this side of the function, you write y, okay, is equal to 2x plus a 1. Make x the subject. So it will be like this, y minus 1 is equal to 2x. So this one will come this side. And after that, we divide by 2 both sides. So this and this will cancel. We shall remain with x, which is equal to y minus 1 over 2. So this part, y minus 1 over 2. And when you do that, you now get what they asked you in the question. You put it where x is. So this is f inverse of x, which is equal to, in place of y, you write x minus 1 over a 2. So this is the solution for question A. Question B. Question B, they're saying we find j of f over x. So what it means here, it means there are two functions involved. There is this function and this other function. So what we'll do is we'll start with the first function, which is the g of x. So now you say equal to, on the g of x, where there is x here, down here, you write the f function. So this will be a 3 over, so we're going to write the f function here, which is a 2x plus 1. So where there is x right here, I've written the f function, which is a 2x plus 1. And we should not forget a minus 2, which is already here. So that's what we need to do. And from here, you can say 3 over 2x minus 1. This is our answer. 1 minus 2, it's a minus 1. We go to question C. So question C, they are of course saying we find j of f over negative 2. So this is called composite function. Even here it's composite, meaning if you're able to see, this guy looks like this one like this, but the difference is where there's x, there is a negative 2. Meaning where there is x here, put negative 2. So that is a 3 over 2, open bracket, negative 2. So where there is x here, you put a negative 2. And then just here, sorry, it's here, put a negative 2. And then you say minus 1. You simplify, that's a 3 over negative 4 minus 1. 2 times negative 2, that's a negative 4. So from here, we can say equal to 3 over negative 5. And then here, we shall say 3 over negative 5. We write it like this. So this is our answer. We can definitely write them on these spaces. So we can say, number 1, it's x minus 1 over 2. For this one, it's 3 over 2x minus 1. For this one, it's a 3 over negative 3 over 5, just like this. So these are the 3 solutions. We now go to the next question. Okay, so we are now on question 17, and question 17 reads, A, B, C, and D are points on the circumference of a circle center O, such that angle OBC is equal to 40 degrees, angle DCA is equal to 32 degrees, and TR is a tangent to the circle at B. Where's TR? Okay. The diameter AC and chord BD intersects at X. So those are the conditions. Okay. So right now, they are asking us to find these three angles. So the first angle to be found, it's angle ABT. So question A, we're finding angle ABT. So this angle, let's check where it is. ABT. So we're looking for this angle. So for this angle, there is no need of doing a lot of calculations. All what you need to know is that there is a property when you've got an angle like this, okay? You've got a triangle like this. The angle between the tangent line and the chord here, you see, tangent line and the chord will be equal to the angle that is formed opposite inside, okay? So this will be equal to this angle right over here. This is a property. So now, there's no angle here. What angle is this? This is 40 degrees. And how did I know that this is 40 degrees? This is an isosceles triangle because this is the center, okay? According to the question, this is a center O. You can see center O. So since we know that this is center O, this is a radius and this is a radius, so they are equal to each other. Therefore, the angle which is here is equal to the angle which is here. So this is 40 degrees. So now we know that this is 40 degrees or so. So we can indicate that this is 40 degrees. We go to question B. They want us to find angle OAB. So for angle OAB, we have to check OAB. We are looking for this angle. So basically what I'm going to do here, since I've got these two sides, I'm going to find an angle right here, okay, using this triangle. So I'll say 40 plus 40, which is 80. So I'm going to say 180 degrees minus 40 degrees plus 40 degrees, okay, property of a triangle. And of course, this will give me a 180 minus 80 degrees. And when we work out nicely, this would be a 100. So I've gotten 100 degrees. The angle which is right here, it's a 100 degrees. So now there is a property which says that when angles are coming from the same segment, there's a property which says that when angles are coming from the same segment to the center, same segment to the circumference, so the angle which is at the circumference is twice the angle at the center, meaning we'll get this angle at the center divided by 2. So we're going to say equal to 100 divided by 2, which will give us a 50 degrees. So question B is a 50 degrees. We go to question C. So question C, they are saying we find CXD. So we're looking for this angle. Okay? So now to find this angle, we are going to use this segment here. So we shall say angles coming from the same segment are equal to each other. Okay? So we know that this is a segment. The angle which is here, from here to here, will be equal to the angle which is here. We know that this is 50 degrees. We just found 50 degrees. So also this is 50 degrees. Okay? This is question B. We found 50 degrees. So since they are coming from the same segment, they are equal to each other. Now look at this. We've got two angles, this and this. So we can find this. We're simply going to say 180 property of a triangle minus 50 degrees plus 32 degrees. So these 50 and 32 are coming from right here. We want to find this angle. So when we work out, this is giving us a 180 degrees. And then we shall say minus. We add these two inside the brackets, we'll get 82 degrees. Okay? And after getting 82, we can work out this is giving us a 80 degrees. So question C is equal to 98. So let's put the answers here. This is 40 degrees. This is 50 degrees, and this is 98 degrees. Let's go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do. All right, so we're now on question 18. Three variables, P, Q, and R, are such that P varies as Q and inversely as the square of R. Okay, just from this statement, you can say P is equal to K. Here they are saying varies as a Q, and Q come here. Inverse, it should be over inversely as the square of R. So square, it's power 2. So R power 2. This is the formula we need to work with, or the equation we need to work with. So you can see these letters on the table. They are saying find the value of K, the constant of variation. So for us to find the value of K, we are going to use this first column because we have all the values here. This cannot be used because B we don't know, and this cannot be used, A we don't know. So what is our P here? Our P is a 9, which is equal to K. Our Q here it's a 12, so we shall say 12 multiplied by 12 right here. Over here it's a 2, our R, so 2 squared. Now from this point you can say 9 is equal to 12K over 4, because 2 squared will give us a 4. And then we divide by 4, 1, 4 into 12, it's a 3. So 9 is equal to 3K. We now divide by 3 both sides, since we are solving for K. So this 3 and the 3 will go. K will simply be equal to 3 into 3, 1. Into 9, it's a 3. So the value of K, which is a constant, is a 3. We now find the value of A. Okay, so we'll still stick to the formula that we have. P is equal to K Q over R squared. The same formula, okay, right here is what we're going to use. So now, the A that we want to find, in which column is it? It's right here. So meaning we have the value of Q, which is 42, and the value of R, which is a 3. So the K that the A that we are looking for is right here. P is equal to A, which is equal to K. We just found a K to be a 3. And then here Q, it's a 42 over R, it's a 3 squared. So R, that is a 3 squared. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do here is just to simplify. So this is a 3, 42, and down here, when we say 3 squared will give us a 9. And then 3 into 3, 1. Into 9, it's a 3. So from here, we can simply say 42 over 3. Okay, 42 over 3. That's what we have. And from here, we can now say this 3 in itself, it's a 1. Into 42, it's a 14. So we've got 14 as the value of A. We check out the value of B. So this is number B, or question B, so to say. For C, the value of B, we're going to say P is equal to KQ over R squared. The same formula, but we just go to the table and see where B is. B is right here. So get these values. So for P, we have a 6, Q we have 72. So P, it's a 6, equal to K, it's a 3. And then Q is a 72 over R squared. So we are solving for R, which is a B. Let me put B squared. That's what you're looking for. So we can cross multiply. This will be a 6B squared, which is equal to 3 multiplied by 72. Divide by 6. This and this will go. B squared will be equal to 3 into 3, 1. Into 6. It's a 2, so we have 72 over 2. So B squared is equal to 36. This one here is 36. We find square root both sides. So b will simply be equal to 6. Positive or negative 6. So they said we just get the positive value, which is just a 6. So we can write the answers here. For A, it's a 3. Here it's 14. Here it's 6. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do. Question 19, they are saying find the integral over 6x squared minus x plus 3 dx. So here for question A, 19, we just copy what we've been given, that is a 6x power 2 minus x plus 3 dx, okay? So integrating this, we're going to say equal to 6x power 3 over 3. So we add a 1 to the power, that will be 2 plus 1, it will give us a 3. And this is a power 3. Get this power 3, divide it right here, okay? Minus x, there's a power 1 here, 1 plus 1 will give us a 2 over 2 plus 3x. For the constant, we just write that number with x. And we can say plus c here, which is equal to 2x power 3. When we divide 3 into 3, it's 1. Into 6 is a 2. Minus x power 2 over 2 plus 3x plus c. This is our answer. For question 19b, they're saying on the diagram in the answer space, draw triangle N, the image of a triangle M. Under a translation, t is equal to -2, 1. So let me write it here, the translation. So they're saying t is equal to -2, 1, like this. So what we're going to do here is to check the diagram that we have. So start with this point. So this is representing x-axis, okay? The number on top is representing x-axis. So x-axis is like this. So we'll move to the negative 2 steps. So this is 0, 1, 2. And then y-axis, we move 1 step above 1. So this is where the point will be. So this will go this side, and then this is y-axis, go to the positive. So it's a 1, 2, 1. So this point has come here. For this one, the same process. We shall say 1, 2, and then 1. For this one, 1, 2, 1. So this is the triangle we are talking about. Okay. So make sure you use a ruler so that your triangle can look good. So that's the answer. We go to the next question, which is question 20. All right, so we're now on question 20. Question 20 reads, A, the vector A is equal to 7, 2, B is equal to M, -3, and C is equal to 5, N, are such that A plus 2B is equal to C. So there's a statement here. What we need to do here is to get these top, okay, entries. This plus 2 times this is equal to this, according to the statement that we have. So in A, we're getting 7, and then we say plus, because we're adding. In B, we're getting M, but there is a 2 here, so we're going to say 2M, and then we say equal to. In C, we get a 5, so that is a 5. So we solve for M, this will be like this, minus 7, just like that. And this will be 2M is equal to -2. We divide by 2 both sides. This and this will go. M is coming out to be equal to -1. So 2 into -2, it's a -1. So that's the value of M. For the value of N, the same concept. We're going to get one entry here, which is a 2. And then we say plus 2. For B, we get what is here, that is a -3. and say equal to n, the n which is here. So that is a 2 minus 6 is equal to n. This is giving us a negative 4, which is equal to n. So the value of n is equal to negative 4, while m is equal to negative 1. We go to the next question, which is question B. So for question B, they're saying in the following diagram, the sector OAB of a circle has the radius r and angle AOB is equal to 63 degrees. So since this is a sector, and here they are saying given that the area of the sector AOB is equal to 66.55 centimeters squared, calculate the radius, and they've given us the pi, which is a 22/7. So here we're going to say area is equal to theta over 360 degrees pi r squared. This is a formula to be used, okay? So now for area, we know, okay, let's put our data here. For area, we know that area is a 66.55. Theta, we know it's a 63 degrees. Pi, they've given us it right here. R is what we are looking for. So we can say 66.55 is equal to 63 over 360 degrees times 22/7, which is a pi, times r squared. Okay, now from this point we can of course start working out things. We're going to convert this, okay, into a fraction. So we've got 66.55. Let me convert it. 66.55, I'll say over 1 is equal to 66.55 over 1 times 100, the number of decimal points, 1, 2. So that's 100. And this is going to give us a 66.55. Okay? So we're going to say 66.55 over 100 is what we have right here. And here it's a 63 over 360 times 22/7 times r squared. So these can be reduced, okay? You divide by 5, it will give us a 1331. By 5 here, it will give us a 20. So we've got a 1331 over 20 is equal to 63 over 360 times 22/7 times r squared. So here also 2 into 22, it's 11. Here it's 180. And then also here we can say 9 into 63, it will give us a 7. 9 into 180 will give us a 20. The 7 into 7, 1 into 7, 1. So we've got 1331 and the 20 here, which is equal to 11 r squared over 20. Okay, so we can cross multiply. So this will be 1331 times 20 over 20 times 11. This 11. So this times this times this will give us r squared. The 20 and the 20 will cancel out. And then 11 into itself, it's a 1. In 1331, it will give us a 121. So we've got r squared is equal to 121. We find the square root of both sides. So this is r is equal to 11 centimeters. So the value of r is equal to 11 centimeters. So let me write the answers here. Here it's a negative 1. Here negative 4. Here it's 11. Let's go to the next question and see what we're supposed to do. Okay, so we're now on question 21. Write the 3 inequalities that define the unshaded region are on the diagram. So let's look at the diagram. The diagram looks like this. So we can start with this one. So for us to find this, we need to identify the coordinates here, 0, 0, and also here, this is -5, 2. So we can find the equation of this line. So let me get the coordinates. That is -5, 2, and 0, 0. So we shall use this formula. M is equal to y subscript 2 minus y subscript 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So on our coordinates here, we can say this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so we can say equal to 0 minus 2, 0 minus a 2 over 0 minus -5. So remember to put the -5 inside the brackets because it has got a negative sign. So -2 over 5, because this times this, it's positive. So 0 plus 5 will just give us a 5. We found the gradient. We now say y is equal to mx plus c. This is the formula for finding equation of a straight line. And we can get n of the coordinates, either this or this. So I'll get these. So that is 0, 0, which I've gotten. So I can say here, I'll put a 0, which is the y-axis. For m, it's -2 over 5. For x-axis, it's a 0 plus c. So this is 0 is equal to 0 plus c. The c is equal to 0. So we know that c is equal to 0. We can now say y is equal to, we copy this and then put the gradient there, -2 over 5, and then write back the x. We know that this is 0, so we just leave our equation like this. So now, we know that this equation is y, this one is y is equal to -2 over 5 x, like this. Now to show the inequality, you know, it's very important to show the inequality. We're going to say y, and then we look at the part which is not shaded. When you look at this line, the top part is not shaded. So we're going to say greater or equal to -2 over 5x. So this is our answer. We go to the next one, which is this one. We pick the coordinates here and right here. So this part here, if you're able to see, it's 0, 0, 5 here. So we can get those coordinates. We know that we've got -5, 2 and 0, 5. These are the coordinates we have. So now we find the gradient using this method. So that is m is equal to y2 minus y1, and then we say over x2 minus x1. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so we substitute. This, of course, is giving us a 5 minus, this 5 minus here 2, okay, over 0 minus -5, okay. So we simplify. This is giving us a 3 over 5. This is our gradient. Now we use this formula right here. Y is equal to mx plus c. So for the coordinates, we get n of the coordinates. I'll get this. That is a 0, 5, and then substitute. So this is a 5 is equal to m. It's a 3 over 5. 0 here plus c. When we solve, c is coming out to be equal to 5. So our c is equal to 5. We can now say y is equal to, the gradient here, it's a 3 over 5 x plus 5. So this is what we now have, okay. So we can go back. We know that this has given us a y, okay. Y is equal to 3 over 5 x plus 5. Now we show the inequality. It will be y, where it's not shaded, it's the bottom. So it will be y is less. It's a dotted line, so we're not going to put equal. We'll just say less than 3 over 5 x plus 5. So this is the other inequality. For this one, this we can just write it from here, saying this is x-axis. It's cutting at x-axis. And where it's not shaded, it's the less this side. So we're going to say less or equal to 1, where it's passing on the x-axis at 1. Okay. Let's go to the next question, which is question 22. We're now on question 22. Question 22a reads, solve the equation x power 3 over 2 is equal to 8. So to solve this equation, we are simply going to copy x power 3 over 2 is equal to 8. We now say times, I'm putting this dot to mean times 2 over 3. So you just switch, what is down goes on top and what is on top comes down, and this is how it will look. So now get this, put it this side. So you see the 2 and the 2 will cancel, 3 and the 3 will cancel. You shall remain with x is equal to 8 power 2 over 3. So now in indices, the base, when you've got a fraction power, is what determines the kind of root that you're dealing with. So this, we've got the cube root here because of the base here, or I mean the denominator here is a 3, and which means we are dealing with the cube root. So put 8 here, and this right here is an exponent power or a power, so it's a power 2. We'll put it right here. After doing that, we can say x is equal to, what is the cube root of 8? It's a 2 and the power 2 here. So x will be equal to a 4. So the value of x is equal to a 4. We now go to the next question, question B. They are saying the following is the graph of y is equal to negative x squared plus 12x minus 11. The graph cuts x-axis at A and B. So this is a graph that we have. For the first question here, they are saying find the coordinates of the points A and B. So we are solving now, or finding the coordinates of A and B. So for these coordinates to be found, we are going to get this negative x power 2 plus 12x minus 11 is equal to a 0. We just get now equation of the graph. So for us to easily work with this, we'll get everything become this side. So this will be positive what? Positive x squared, negative 12x plus 11. I've just changed the signs, equal to 0. I wanted to have the positive value. In other words, I've divided throughout by the negative, and this is what I've gotten. So now I can write the brackets like this. It's equal to 0. And then put x, which I'm solving for, here and here. We think of two numbers. When we multiply them, they give us a positive 11. And when we add those same two numbers, they give us negative 12. So it's negative 1 and negative 11. When we multiply negative 11 times negative 1, we're getting a positive 11. Negative 1 times, plus negative 11, it's giving us a negative 12. So from here, we can say x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 11 is equal to 0. So we solve for x will be equal to 1, x will be equal to 11 here. So now, looking at these points, we can say this is 11, while here it's 1, comma, 0 always, 0 always. So 11, 0, 1, 0. So those are the values. We go to the next question. They are saying we find the maximum value of y. So the maximum y of value will be found using this formula. Here we are going to say 4ac minus b squared over 4a. So now out of the equation that we have, or the graph that we have, this is our a, b, and c. So what is our a? The number in front of x squared, that is a negative 1. What about b? B is a 12. The number in front of x is a 12, and c is a negative 11. Okay, so let me write them here. I'll say data. So our A is -1, B is 12, and C is -11. So we just substitute. Here it will be equal to 4A, that's -1. And then here we've got 11 minus 12 squared over 4 -1. So we can work out things. This is giving us a negative, actually this is -11. So it will give us a 44. 4 times -1, it's -4. -4 times -11, it's +44 minus 144 here. 12 squared, it's 144 over -4. Okay, that is 4 times -1. We simplify, we're getting a -100 over -4, and this will give us a 25. So the minimum is equal to 25. We can write the answers here. So the first one, we found x to be equal to 4. Here we found 1,0 and 11,0. And lastly here we found a 25. We now go to our last question, travel graph. All right, so we're now doing question 23, which is our last question right here. The diagram shows the speed time graph of a moving object. So you can see this diagram, and the first question, they're saying find the acceleration of the object in the first 8 seconds. So question A, we are finding acceleration. So we shall say acceleration is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity over time. And our final velocity, when you look at this 8 seconds, is right over here. So final velocity, it's here. So it's a 20. So our V is a 20, and where it started from, it was T, time is it's 0, and then T here, time is 8. So it started from 0 here, which is U, and then the time is 8. So we solve this. This will be a 20 over 8, and then 4 into, and then 4 into 20, it's a 5, into 8, it's a 2. So this will give us a 5 over 2 meters per second squared. That's our acceleration. And then question B, well, given that the object covered a distance over 115 meters in the first 10 seconds, find the value of V. So 10 seconds, when you look nicely, it's right over here. So it's here, 10 seconds. And if you can see nicely, the shapes which are being formed here, this is a triangle, and this is triangle, and this is a trapezium. Okay, so there are two shapes here. So basically what we're going to do is this. We're going to use this formula. Distance is equal to, we find the distance for the triangle there, it's 1 over 2bh, plus for the trapezium, it's 1 over 2a plus b and h. So when you look at this, for D, we know they've given us it's a 115 meters. That's a distance. 1 over 2. Our B for the triangle, from here to here, it's 8. So we're going to write 8. Our h will be a 20. That is from here all the way to here. And then we say plus 1 over 2. For the trapezium, our A will be this one, our B this one. So from here to here, it's the V, that's our A. We don't know, we are looking for V, so we're going to say it's a V plus B, it's a 20, H is a 2, height is a 2. So now let me explain about the height and the B. So B, it's from here to here, it's a 20, okay, according to the diagram that we have. And then H, it's from here to here, the difference, that would be 10 minus 8, which will give us a 2. So now we can solve for V. 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 8, it's a 4, 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 2, they'll cancel, it's 1. We have 15, 115 is equal to 80. When you multiply 4 times 20, it's 80 plus V plus a 20 here, okay? So 115 is equal to 100 plus v. So 115 minus 100 is equal to v. This is giving us a 15 meters per second as our v. So our v is 15 meters per second. We go to the last question where they're saying calculate the average speed of the object in the first 14 seconds. So remember, when finding speed, we know that speed is equal to distance over time. So this is c. So the distance, we know we've been given that for the first 10 seconds, we've been given that it's 115. Plus, we don't know now for the last between 10 and 14, because they have said distance up to or for the first 14. So we need to find this distance between 10 and 14. So when you look at the shape here, it's a rectangle. So we're going to say plus L times B. So 15 or 115 plus L from here to here, that is a 4 times from here to here, it's a 15. We found V to be equal to 15. So we can say 4 times 15. This is giving us a 60. So we're getting a 60. And then here, when we add, it will give us a 175 meters. So distance is 175. So we can say 175, which is a distance, over the time it's 14. So when we divide 175, or we can say 7 into 175, it will give us a 25. 7 into 14, it's a 2 meters per second. So this is the speed we're dealing with. So we can write the answers here. This is a 5 over 2 meters per second squared. For this one, it's a 15 meters per second. For this one, it's a 25 over 2 meters per second. So these are the answers. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sichambe Jacob, and bye-bye.